What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to TV and Me. I'm of course Kevin, and it's time again for the Walking Dead weekend.
What the hell is going on?
Someone hit him. Maybe our people got free.
Yeah, unlucky, love. That's what you get. That's what they call karma. Shot.
It sounded like a bomb. Oh, it sounds like a damn war.
Right there. What the hell are these people?
They ain't people.
Don't. Let him turn.
Oh, shit.
Cross any of these people, you kill them. Don't hesitate. They won't.
If we run, we can get by them. They're distracted. We gotta let those people out. That's still who we are. It's gotta be.
It's a risk.
We're the same.
Yeah, you need to kill him. There we go. Sorted. Shit, this must be all the stuff they took off the people that come here. Fuck. Wait. Is that Rick's watch that he gave to that guy that we saw die? It must be. Daryl's crossbow. Come on, Carol. Damn, I know why you all like Carol so much now. She is Rambo, basically. Look at her all camoed up.
We go back, we don't know where we are.
We don't really have a choice, do we?
Wait here.
Red!
This episode.
Drop your weapons and turn around. I want to see your face.
Fuck's sake.
No!
Carol's got this. Come on, Carol. Just do it.
The signs, they were real. It was a sanctuary. People came and took this place.
Just tell me when.
And they raped, and they killed, and they laughed over weeks. But we got out, and we fought, and we got it back, and we heard the message. You're the butcher, or you're the cattle.
The men they pulled from that train car, where are they?
Where are they?
You best speak, love.
Now, pointed at my head.
You lead people here and you take what they have and you kill them? Is that what this place is?
Eat them.
Not at first. It's what it had to be. And we're still here.
You're not here.
Back off! Back off!
Put the weapons on the ground, kick them over right now.
Please.
Don't hurry.
Go outside! It's one twist, man! Don't make me!
Tyrese has done it before where he's been surrounded by walkers and he got away outside the car. He can do it again.
Cynthia, do you copy?
Tyrese is going to ruin your day.
Yeah, that's how it works.
You've got to do it, Tyrese.
I won't. I won't. I won't.
Holy shit.
I was part of a 10-person team at the Human Genome Project that weaponized diseases to fight weaponized diseases. Pathogenic microorganisms with pathogenic microorganisms. Fire with fire. I'm keenly aware of all the details behind fail-safe delivery systems to kill every living person on this planet. I believe with a little tweaking on the terminals in DC, we can flip the script. Take out every last dead one of them. Fire with fire.
Flight to the fence! Do not leave his side!
Oh, come on, where's Carol? Holy fuck. Fuck, so he's got hit, but he's not dead, is he? Oh, where's Carol still, though?
Use the rifles. Take out the rest of them.
What?
They don't get to live.
Rick, we got out. It's over.
It's not over until they're all dead.
The hell it isn't. That place is on fire. Full of walkers.
I'm not dicking around with this crap. We just made it out.
He's not doing a Governor
Defenses are
2.0.
down. They'll run or die.
Did you do that?
Fucking Rambo. No longer Carol, she's Rambo.
You have to come with me. What happened?
There were a bunch of walkers out here, and he got his hands around Judith's neck. No, he's dead.
I don't know if the fire's still burning.
It is.
Smoke's black.
Yeah, we need to go. Yeah, but where? Somewhere far away from there.
Look at the group. Look at them. Look at them all. Isn't that a beautiful sight? Then, this is back at the beginning.
Please, not again.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
No, it's not. We're gonna take it back. Hell. We will. You're either the butcher or the cattle.
crazy. What an episode. Okay, I finally get it. I finally get why you all love Carol. I mean, I've liked Carol. I've always liked Carol, and you know, we've seen her deal with situations in the past which are so difficult emotionally. You know, she's made the tough decisions, especially with Lizzie. She did what needed to be done. But in this situation, she just went full 90s action star. Like, she went in there all camoed up. I mean, she created explosions. She was firing a gun, shooting people. She just went through that place as cool as a cucumber, doing what needed to be done, creating the distraction in order for Rick and his group to escape. And man, my hat off. If I had a hat on right now, I'd take it off to Carol, because she's amazing. She's incredible. I have just gained so much respect for her, because not only did she know that she could die in that situation, but she also did it with such coolness and calmness and such a strategic way, which was incredibly smart. You know, create the distraction with the explosion. And it was smart for her to cover herself and go in with a horde, because she would be disguised. Even though they were shooting at the walkers, you know, they would have shot at her more had she been alone running in there with her gun out. So incredibly smart, incredibly brave, and just all on her own, like some crazy ass Rambo character, like I say. Just incredible. What can I say? Just incredible. It was so good as well seeing Carol there meet up with Daryl. It brought a tear to my eye. You could see how happy he was, and you know, you could see how happy Rick was, because despite him saying what he did when he sent Carol away, I knew deep down that he would miss Carol. And I still stick by the fact that I think he was doing it for her own protection more than he was doing it for himself. He just told her that in order to give her a reason to go. And, you know, hopefully he now knows that Tyrese knows about Karen, so he no longer has to hide it. And it was so nice seeing those two cuddle, as well as Daryl and Carol. And that piece de la resistance, the moment that was just magical, the moment with Judith, the moment Cole saw her and just ran towards her, the look on his face, the joy. These are the moments in The Walking Dead which just make the suffering worth it, because they do make us suffer. They make us suffer so much in terms of characters dying, seeing them struggle, you know, doing good stuff but paying a price for doing that good stuff. We see them just suffer so much. And these fleeting moments of, you know, reunion, and the fleeting moments of happiness and just brotherly love, it's magical. And the misery makes those small pieces of happiness that much more precious. And, you know, I love it so much. It's only The Walking Dead does it this good. I have to say as well, seeing the whole group there at the end walking along the train track, just how many of them there were, sort of gave me this moment of pure satisfaction, you know, that all the suffering was worth it, like I say. And I tell you, The Walking Dead is just getting better and better as the seasons go on. I mean, this is the premiere episode of season 5. I hope that season 5 can just keep up at this pace, because I'm going to stick by what I've said. The seasons in The Walking Dead, for me personally, have just got better and better as it's gone along. From 1, 2, 3, 4 was amazing. And then going into 5, this opening episode was just absolutely insane. Especially that opening sequence. That opening sequence was so haunting. Especially that moment when there were Glenn, I think it was Glenn, Bob and Rick, were all at that trough. And the way the guys just, they were so cold about it. There was no emotion. They just hit him over the back of the head, slit the throat. And seeing him moving across that line was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. The fear that I would be feeling in that situation is just undescribable. I've got no words for it. And I'll stick by what I said. That is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in TV or movies. I mean, I've seen films like Hostel, which have disgusting things on screen. But the sheer panic. I mean, I was feeling panic myself as he hit the guy over the back of the head, slit his throat. On to the next one, hit him on the back of the head, slit his throat. Just how cold it was and how matter of fact. And knowing that your time was coming in the next few seconds was so scary. And I know we've seen children die in this series. In fact, no, we haven't. And that's the reason I say this is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. Because with the children, it's always implied. We don't actually see it. Whereas this, we saw him get hit on the back of the head and the throat slit. And that imagery was just disgusting. I mean, sometimes, especially in horror movies, stuff that is left to the imagination is actually more scary. And I find that with horror movies, that's what I enjoy more, because I enjoy films like found footage horror movies, like the Blair Witch Project I love, the first Paranormal Activity I absolutely love. And the reason I like those films is because the horror element is left to your imagination. You only hear the noises, you know, you never see the big bad, so to speak. And, you know, for a scene to haunt me as much as that one did at the beginning with the trough and the throat slitting is just testament to how amazingly well it was put together. So I'll stick by what I said. Like I say, it is the most terrifying thing I have ever seen in TV and movies, and if they can top that, holy shit. I tell you as well, those moments where they went to hit Glenn over the back of the head and they stopped, and then it did it the second time. Oh, talk about playing with my feelings, because I thought that Glenn may have been a goner, because we've not had someone like from our main group. We had Lizzie and Mika die, but we've not had someone die from our main group since Herschel. And I feel like they like to kill a main character every maybe half a season. So we had Herschel at the end of the first half of season 4, and I guess you could count Lizzie and Mika as the deaths for the second half of season 4. But still at the back of my head I was like, maybe they're waiting for this situation in Terminus to kill off a main character, but they never. And, you know, we've still got plenty to go. I mean, our characters could die going forward, but we're safe for now. And I say that I feel like I'm saying this every episode I review, that luckily none of our characters die, because I'm always expecting it. And I think that, again, is testament to The Walking Dead, that they've instilled that sense of fear in me, that no one is safe. And TV shows rarely do that. The only other one is the obvious choice, which is Game of Thrones, which you're never sure if someone is safe. And I love shows that do that, because they throw you off balance. They, you know, your sense of expectation is never met, and because of that, you're always off kilter, you're always off balance, you never know, you never feel like you can predict what's going to happen. And, you know, you'll see in my reviews, I make these predictions, and like 80% of the time, they don't turn out the way I expect them to turn out, and that is amazing. That is just incredible, because I found with TV shows, I'm able to pick out what's going to happen next, whereas with The Walking Dead and with Game of Thrones, I've never been able to do that. So, like I say, incredible, and I hope going forward they stick with that, you know, keep doing things which you don't expect, and if they continue to do that, like I say, it's going to get up there with Game of Thrones. I mean, as the seasons go by, it is climbing and climbing and climbing, and it's getting closer and closer. I mean, Game of Thrones is just, I love Game of Thrones, because I'm a big history buff, I like that sort of medieval stuff, so The Walking Dead has got some climbing to do, but I tell you what, it is getting closer and closer every episode. And if season 5 can stay on the same sort of level of satisfaction as this episode was for me, then it's going to get there, and it's going to get there pretty fast. Another point I actually want to pick up on is the whole Rick thing now, because it is totally apparent he has learnt from the whole governor experience. He does not want to leave anyone behind. And do you know what? I know Rick is our main protagonist, and he's the one we're meant to follow through this series. And of course, you know me, and you know I am very biased towards Rick, and I feel like I've developed along with Rick. I mean, that's probably by design by the writers, but I feel like now that there are people that should die, whereas if I went back to season 1 and 2, I'd be like, no, they should keep this person alive, because, you know, he's human, he has feelings, they've got to think about his feelings. But now, I have totally slipped into that tribe mentality of them and us, and I sort of feel closed off to other human beings in the world. Like, whenever I see a human face now, I'm always like, you know, maybe you should kill him because they are a threat. Like that guy in the cabin, there was every opportunity that they could have left him and, you know, just walked away and left him like unconscious or whatever, but I personally feel like deep down that they should kill him. I now feel that. I feel like there's every chance, like Rick wanted to go back to Terminus and finish off the people. I'm with him. I feel like I should, because there's every chance, like the governor experience, that they could come back at a later date and punish you for not doing what they would do to you. So, you know, I'm with Rick on this now, and I've completely done a 180. And I want to say as well, I would love, man, this would be my dream. I know it's not possible, but this would be my dream. If Season 1 Shane met with Season 5 Episode 1 Rick right now, what would that experience be? What would be Shane's impression of Rick? Would he be proud? Would he be shocked? Would he be disgusted? Because looking back now, Shane had the right ideas, but his ideas were very, I don't know, you could say a bit softer than what Rick is doing now. And that would just be a dream for me to see those characters interact. I know it's impossible. That would have to be some sort of weird fan fiction, but if there was ever any way the show writers could do that, maybe in the form of, I don't know, that would be silly, some sort of like apparition like Rick's had in the past. I think that would be silly, because that would all be Rick's imagination of what Shane was, not actually who Shane is. But, you know, that's something I would love to see. That's never going to happen, unfortunately, but it would be so cool to see. One other thing I should actually touch on before I go was the whole Terminus people. Now, we saw they were cannibals. My assumption was right, which is, I mean, those whole scenes were just disturbing as hell. But we learned previously, at the beginning of this episode and at the end, they were actually good people as well at one point. And apparently some group went into Terminus, raped them all the women, you know, beat up the men. And then I think they said they just left. Or no, I think they said they escaped. They killed those people. And then they took Terminus back over. And they learned from that whole situation that you're either the butcher or the cattle. And where I understand where their thinking is, I think they went full dark side, you know. Full dark side of the Force. They didn't have any room for feelings anymore. Any room for empathy. And I know what I've just said sort of contradicts what I said previously. But I feel like there is a line. I mean, you've got to treat people with caution. You've got to kill people now. This is what I think now. You've got to kill people who pose a threat. You have to. But there's also room for people that prove not to be a threat to, you know, give them some leeway. There is room for leeway still, but you've got to be careful with it. But with these people at Terminus, they just went full, okay, so being the good guys, we're just going to get overrun all the time. So instead of that, we've just got to go full bad. We've just got to murder, kill, you know, eat people. That's just taking a huge leap in the opposite direction. And I keep saying it, but I feel the right place is somewhere in the middle. And possibly, I'm even leaning now slightly towards the bad side. So, you know, there's the middle ground where, you know, you taking people and stuff. But just beyond that is the moments where, if you were in the middle, you'd say, let that person survive, let that person walk away. I'm now leaning on the side of, you would have to kill that person because they pose a possible threat going forward. And we've seen time, like I say, with the governor and stuff, that those threats come back to bite you in the ass. So deal with those situations, kill the people you need to kill, you know. You can feel bad for it, you can have remorse about it, but at the end of the day, you're surviving, your group's surviving, and you move on forward through the world. As this show's progressing, I'm finding myself contradicting myself more and more. So I probably contradicted myself in this review as well. And I apologise if I did. It's just that I find myself in these situations where I'm in two minds. Like, my old mind is like, no, that person should survive. Then later on, I'm like, no, you have to kill him. I'm getting split personality, like real world Kev and Walking Dead Kev, which is strange. I don't want that happening. I don't want to turn into a governor or something. But again, nothing else really much to talk about in that episode, because it was a very action heavy episode. It was all about Carol being Rambo, going in there, rescuing everyone. Carl, Rick and Nat getting out of the situation. The reunions, which were incredible, I loved. They brought a tear to my eye. Just the end of this episode was pure joy, because we had the group again walking down the train tracks together. And now we've got to wait and see what happens next. I mean, we've got Eugene and Abraham, who have obviously got a mission. So is it possible they're going to head off and maybe take some of Rick's group with them? Is the whole group going to go together? Because apparently Eugene has got some sort of cure. Suppose we should mention that. He did mention that apparently he said fight fire with fire. So from what I took from that brief bit of exposition with Eugene is that they have a disease that will kill the Walker disease. I think that's right. I could be completely wrong, but he knows how to kill the Walker disease with another disease or something along those lines. Maybe you can clear that up in the comments section for me, because I'm not 100% sure how that works, and you probably do, because you watch the shows like The Talking Dead and stuff, whereas I don't, because I don't want my own point of view sort of influenced. I want to watch it pure. So Yeah, let me know if you know more about that, and I can probably discuss that going forward. But that's about it. This review has been a long one. So, thoroughly enjoyed that episode, like I say, and I understand why it's your guys' favourite episode. It's definitely up there for me too. I'm actually going to go watch it again because it was very actiony. I feel like it's one of those episodes where I have to go back again because, again, there's so much going on. But definitely going to watch it again. Thoroughly loved that episode. Definitely in my top 5 at the moment, but where it places, I'll have to have a think about it. So, until next time, guys, thank you for watching as always. I always appreciate it. And until next time, bye-bye. Thank you for watching The Walking Dead with me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up because it helps me and it helps the channel grow. If you've got any thoughts or theories about the episode, remember you can leave them in the comments section below. But please, no spoilers. Also, if you want to support me even more than you do now, you can find me on Patreon where you can get early access to videos. Also, you can vote in Patreon polls. Link is in the description. And finally, if you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can find me on Twitter @TVandMeReacts, or you can subscribe.